What's up, guys, and what is happening? And I want to welcome you back to this episode of America's Kitchen Table. I know it's been a while, but there has been lots of things going on in this crazy, ever-changing world that we live in. So that's what we're going to talk about today. It's the coronavirus, the Wu-Tang flu, or the Kung flu, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're talking about. Because so many of y'all have reached out to me and say, Needham, I am ready to put together a 4-week kit. Or, hey, I'm worried about this virus, this pandemic that I'm hearing about on the news, and I want to be better prepared. So what I did today is I went to Walmart and I spent $100.18. And I'm going to show you exactly what I bought. And why, and I'm going to explain to you why I bought it and why these items are important. But first, for those who don't know me, and this may be your first time tuning in, my name is Needham, and I'm coming to you from the land of the Delta, right here on the banks of the mighty, muddy Mississippi. So, before we kick off the show, I do want to give a tip of the cap to my friend Adam Brassfield, who I used to co-host with on the podcast Freedom Declassified. And anybody who knows our podcast and anybody who knows me knows that I never recorded without the good old truck stop coffee. It's the organic Colombian blend, as Adam will always laugh about. So, buddy, this is a tip of the cap to you, my friend. And guys, I want you to go check out his video that he posted yesterday. I'm sure it's on the Freedom Declassified Facebook page, or you can find it on his personal wall there at Adam Brassfield on Facebook. So guys, the coronavirus. Everybody's talking about it, and I sense a lot of fear and panic in a lot of people. And I want to tell you today, whether you watch the rest of this video or not, whether you hear a single word that I say to you today, I want you to hear this. Do not panic. Remain calm. Do not fear. We will get through this. And I am going to help you no matter how much it takes or any way that I can help you. Answer questions. I will lead you the best of my broken ability. So if you have questions, post them in the comments below, and just know that we're going to get through this. So, to the shopping list. The first thing I purchased, they were $6 a piece. I got 2 bricks of the Dial soap. I don't know if the camera is putting out print correctly, but each brick is 12 bars and each brick costs $6. Now, why is soap important? This is not something I needed. Frankly, I'm embarrassed to tell you how many of these bricks I actually have, because it is probably a metric ton. So, sanitation, even in a grid up modern convenience world that we live in right now today, bad sanitation and bad hygiene kills more people worldwide than anything else combined. So you have to stay clean, my friends. Stay clean, wash your hands after every time you touch something. Never touch your face without washing your hands. Practice the best hygiene that you can. So the second thing, along with the soap, is I also got this big 50-ounce bottle of soft soap antibacterial. Again, it's all about sanitation. It's all about staying clean and getting things in bulk, because what we're potentially looking at, and what many of you have asked, is how long is this going to last? How long do I need to prepare for? If this thing gets buck wild here in the States, and I'm talking about buck wild, you are looking at potentially self-quarantining for 4 to 8 weeks. And we're going to discuss how to do that logistically and effectively in other videos. Today's about the shopping list, but I want to set that in your mind now to where that's what you're potentially looking at. You may have to burn vacation from your day job to stay at home and self-quarantine if this virus gets buck wild. But what I'm showing you today is simple things that you can stock now to where you don't have to go to the store for a month, maybe 2 months, to where you can stock it now and you don't have to associate and you don't have to be around the masses, to where you can stay a little bit more cleaner in life and a little bit less contact with those who may be infected, because we are dealing with a virus to where you can be asymptomatic for up to 21 days, in most cases 14, but I've heard in upwards of 21 days to where a person can be carrying the virus and be passing it on to others and not show any symptoms. So sanitation, 2 bricks of Dial soap and a big jug of soft soap, antimicrobial. Now, the next thing I purchased was Tylenol. I got the Equate brand. It's the generic brand, and I also got the Equate ibuprofen, because when you have a fever, when you catch a flu, when you catch a cold, you need to alternate these. 4 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, however you want to do it, but you need to get enough for your entire family. I'm single. Of course, I do have other people in my immediate family that I know, love, and I want to care for. So this is not all that I have. These are examples. So I got 2 bottles of the Tylenol pain reliever, the generic brand, and 2 bottles of the ibuprofen. That's pain relief and fever reducer. Now, next on the list, it's a little bit more expensive product. I think it was, let's see here, it's $6-7, and that's generic NyQuil. Now, why are these important? To have pain reliever, fever reducer, and a flu and cold type medicine. Little known fact that is about to be a well-known fact, unfortunately, is 90% of our pharmaceutical ingredients comes from China. Well, guess what, sports fans? China has been shut down for at least 6 weeks now, and they're probably not going to be open for maybe another 120 to 180 days. Who knows when China's going to open it back up for business? We don't know, so we must stock up on things that we might have. My general premise is you need to be prepared to treat the worst flu of your life for at least 4 weeks for every member that is living in your house. So if you need to buy 3 of these, get 3 of them. If you need to only buy 1, that's fine. Get what you need now, because if the public starts to panic and panic buying sets in, much like in the South when there's a snowflake, or much like on the Gulf Coast the day before a hurricane, people go into panic buying mode and they basically push the shopping cart down the aisle and they just start raking stuff into their carts, not paying attention to price, not paying attention to volume. Do it effectively and efficiently now with quote unquote surgical precision, and make smart buys to where you beat the rush, to where you and your family are prepared. Because that's the most important thing, is to make sure that you and your family are prepared for whatever may come. So the next thing that I purchased was toilet paper. I got the big pack, and according to toilet paper math, it is 96 rolls. 96 rolls. So the reason I like the big 96 roll pack, the jumbo pack, is because inside the main package, it comes packaged again in these 6 rolls. And the reason I find that important is, let's say that your mom, your dad, a cousin down the street, or another relative, that they catch it, they run out of toilet paper, you can hand them this pack instead of your whole pack, to where you can break that up and help others around you. Because even though it may come on our street or may come on our town, we still need to love our neighbors, and we still need to try to help others as much as possible. This is why I'm recording this video, and this is why that you're going to share this video with others that you know and love that are asking the same questions that you are. Granted, this 96 roll pack of toilet paper, it was a bigger purchase of that $100. It was about $24. It was $23.82. So I made a slight miscalculation there. I highly prefer that you go to the dollar store, a Dollar General or something like that, maybe a Fred's if you have one. Basically, any town that, if you live in a town with a population over, say, 500, there's probably going to be a dollar store, or there's probably going to be a Family Dollar, and you can get the 4 packs for much, much cheaper. And you can go ahead and pick up 3, 4, 5, 6, how many ever 4 packs that you need to get you through the next couple of months. So the next thing I got is flushable wet wipes. Again, I got the generic brand, and the reason this is important is if you do happen to get majorly sick and you get a good case of diarrhea for about 7 days, this is not going to feel so good anymore. So you're going to need something a little bit softer and a little bit more moist and a little bit more wet, a little bit more gentle on that tuchus of yours. So I stock these for just general preparation because they're great wipe downs in case if you got caught out somewhere and you needed to take what my grandmother called a quick whore bath. You wash the pits, wipe your crotch, you wipe off your dirty butt, and you're good. But in this instance with the virus, this is important because it's going to be a little bit more gentle on you just in case if you catch that bad case of diarrhea. So the next thing that I got is deodorant. Again, guys, I am embarrassed to tell you how many twin packs of deodorant that I actually have. I could literally probably go at least a year without ever buying deodorant again. Again, this is one of those conveniences to where you would want to stock up on now so you don't have to go to the store and fight the masses and risk getting that infection. So the next thing is chapstick. I got a 3-pack of chapstick. Even though it may be the end of the world as we know it, it doesn't mean that we can't have soft, supple lips. You're welcome, ladies. You know it's true. Believe me, it's tremendous. Always have chapstick. Even when you feel bad, Putting on chapstick, there's just something about it. Sometimes it makes you feel better. Dry lips that are cracked and are parched, and you're sick with a pounding headache, nothing's worse. So go ahead, pick you up some chapstick. I think you'll thank me later. Now, the next is toothbrushes. Toothbrushes are cheap. This is a 6-pack. And again, this is one of those items to maybe it's you, a spouse, and a couple of kids. And a lot of times kids are rough on toothbrushes. I'm not a kid, but I'm rough on toothbrushes. So this is just one of those cheap little items that you can pick up now to ensure that you don't have to go back to the store for toiletries or just general everyday or every 6-month items. You can get them now and save yourself that trip to the store and fight the masses. And the last thing that I got is I got another 2,000 Q-tips. Again, I got the generic brand. They're cheap. I think these were, let's see here. Yeah, it's $3.68 for 1,000 of them. Again, whether it's the end of the world as we know it, or this is just a really bad flu season, there is something that makes you feel civilized and sophisticated in a really bad situation when you can still use a Q-tip. I refuse. This is one of my guilty pleasures. I absolutely refuse to live without Q-tips. So go ahead and pick you up some of those. And again, Q-tips, ladies, you know more than I do. There's 1,001 uses of these. So if you're a mom or your wife, there's just 1,001 uses of those. And then the last thing I got is a double pack of toothpaste. Again, one of those basic items that you can buy now. Buy a twin pack or maybe 2 twin packs to get your family through the next couple of months to where you don't have to fight the masses into the store. So that is my $100 list. And as you can see, it's going to cover basic sanitation. It's going to cover cough, cold, fever, and headache, and flu-type symptoms. It's going to cover personal hygiene with deodorant, toothpaste, and toothbrushes. Little known and less thought of materials that I think is important. And then it's going to have some toilet paper, which everybody's going to need, and it's going to have some flush wipes to where it's going to be a little bit more gentle on you in case if you get a bad case of diarrhea. Now, for honorable mentions on this list, you can pick up, and this is not what I got today, but these are some honorable mentions that you may want to think about to add to your list. And that's a big triple pack of Lysol wipes. I prefer the wipes because honestly they last longer than a can spray. You can use them a little bit more judiciously to make them last longer. You can get the simple pumps. You might want to pick up a couple of these. These are like 98 cents. And then you already have this on your big list. So when this runs out, you just simply refill it. So that's another great option. And then just to keep your normal house clean that you're going to have to do anyway, go ahead and get some Fabuloso, something like that, or your favorite cleaner. And go ahead and get some of that now. Again, just so you don't have to go to the store and interact with the unknown public for the next couple of months. And another big one that I'm not going to speak to, but ladies, you know what you need each and every month. Go ahead and get those products now. I know it's expensive, but maybe for the next couple of months you can get the generic brand. I know generally it's not as good, or it's not as comfortable, or whatever the case may be. I'll let you make the decision, but go ahead and stock up on those hygiene products now to where you'll have them just in case if something happens to where you can't go to the store and you get caught without what you need. So, in addition to these products, these are going to cover the simple bases. And I don't want anybody to think that this is an end-all be-all list. This is the simple basics of something that I think that you can put together for a small amount of money to get your family through, get stocked up a little bit on some basic supplies. And you're also, in addition to this, you're going to get a big batch of groceries to where you don't have to go back to the store. And we're going to talk about that in the next video, because this one's ran a little long and I apologize for that. But I hope you gleaned some good information from it. And on the next video, we're going to talk about simple short-term food storage and how you can prepare your family for as cheap as possible and have a month's worth of dinners easily and effectively. Guys, I want to thank you for being here, and we will see you next time. Be safe and be calm out there. We're going to get through it. We'll see you next time.